Hi there everyone, it's Musical Aviator, and this is of course PMDG's Boeing 777. I'm in Etihad cargo and we're at Sydney because it is Milk Run Monday and we're off to Melbourne. So I've already done a flight plan. I'm using PFPX, that's new since last week. Got that with the 777. Doesn't come with the 777, I just happen to get it at the same time. Now we're flying obviously to Melbourne. I've used the PFPX flight planning tool and I've got a certain amount of fuel in reserve, which I'll just need to move over to. And I've got the upper wind forecast validity for now. And looking at the amount of fuel that I need and the reserves and all that kind of thing. Anyway, while we're doing that, I'm going to set the ARDU off, and that'll take about 10 minutes to load up. That is of course the IRS system with a different name and air data included. What else have I done? I've already loaded the aircraft, as in we've figured out the weights and the fuel. So with fuel we've got 12,540 kilograms, 12.5 tons. Payload, I've loaded it up in that manner. User fuel weight is a 185.8, so it's pretty light today. GPS position for the internal reference set, and I'm going to pick up a flight plan YSSY, YMML on level 02. There we go, just got to check that. Wollongong, RAZZI, Lizzie, blah. That's all good. Flight call sign today is Etihad 960. Now that real call sign comes down from Singapore to Sydney, and I'm just pretending it goes on down to Melbourne. Maybe we're on a charter of some sort. Okay, we've executed. Going to the performance initialization. 185.8. The reserves will be a number that we should calculate here. I'm going to bring up the calculator on my other system. We need alternative, which will be 1.6 tons to get to Avalon, and a final reserve requirement of 2.9. So add those together. 1.6 plus 2.9, and we've got 4.5. Now we should actually arrive in Melbourne with 4.8 according to my calculations. It's enough for one go around and another approach. Two approaches, one go around. It'll be flight level 400 today because we're fairly light. Cost index is 50. IVSM is fine. I haven't loaded the weather. I always know that one, it's 15 degrees exactly. So I'll load up Active Sky. So we'll leave the selected temperature. It'll probably be 65 because we're so light and we're using runway 34 left or something like that. Let's get the ATIS anyway. 12625 as usual.
23 QNH1012 on first contact RFC hold at Juliet. Sydney Terminal Information Juliet. Expect visual approach. Runway 34 left and right for arrivals and departures. Winds 030 degrees, 13 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 22 degrees. QNH10.
Okay, so it is 34 left and right. They just took it off to update it, I do believe. And now it will be 5,000. I'll set 4.9 like usual, so we get a clearance. I'll stick that in now actually, 65, it'll be the longest runway. Flaps will be 5. You can go up to 20, well either 5, 15 or 20. Center of gravity percent, Mach will be 27.8. Which is coming up there, 28% as such. And we'll leave the rest for the moment. Why don't you get these doors closed? Alright, we're back in. Weather is loaded. Still waiting on the IRS. We've got 44 seconds, so might as well do it now. City Tower 120.5. As you can see, there's 30 seconds. That is actually counting down till when the IRS is aligned.
All stations, information, kilos active, changes of winds 010 degrees 11 knots, QNH 1011, temperature 22, information kilo.
Sydney Tower, Etihad 960, requesting clearance to Melbourne with kilo.
Etihad 960, g'day, Sydney Tower, clear to Melbourne, via Wollongong planned route, maintain 5,000, runway 34 left. A Wollongong 9 departure, squawk 4477, departures frequency 124 decimal 4.
Cleared to Melbourne via Wollongong, the Wollongong 9 departure, runway 34 left, initial climb 5,000, squawk code 4477, departures 124.4, Etihad 960.
Etihad 960.
Right, let's stick these in. Got 3-4 left, Wollongong 9, and execute.
172 with kilo, request pushback.
And that's fine.
172, pushback approved.
Right, let's look at some checklists.
Push approved.
Back to the normal menu, we have pre-flight, oxygen. Oxygen tested, and good. Flight instruments. We are runway 34, so it's 335 on the heading. Altimeter 1012, and we're at just above 20 feet, just below 40. Standby instruments in normal mode, that's fine. And the rest of that's good. Flight instrument set. Checklist complete. For taxi, checklist will not be required. It's 27 degrees or something out there, it's beautiful. And recall, that's before we actually start taxiing, so I'll actually, it seems to have skipped a checklist there. Before starts what I was after. Supernumerary signs, on. MCP. So looking at the V speeds, we have 138 for the V1 and the rotate, same one, same time. And V2 is 146.
Via Bravo, and crashing taxi via Bravo, Bravo 4 Charlie, Lima and Tango.
V2 speeds have been set, heading track has been set, altitude 5,000.
Taxi via Bravo, Bravo 4 Charlie, Lima, Tango. To holding point Tango 6 and full shot runway 16.
Yeah, let's go and pull the sound down a touch for these guys.
Right. And cross runway for quarter 5 is 3.
And just realised there's something else that I need to do there. CU pre-flight FMS is set. Let's check everything. Yep, that's good. The route's in. The departure route is in, and the V-speeds are in. Trim.
Just a 523, good day, Sydney Tower. I have no flight plan through. Just verify your file, please.
And let's just bring something up here.
Sydney Tower, stand by.
That should be fine. Turn everything up to on. That's cool. So the trim should be 2.75. We'll move that once we're got the engines running.
Roger.
And the hydraulics on.
Runway 34 right.
Taxi takeoff brief. Okay, we're taxiing the long way on Alpha, crossing a runway. Alpha 6. So once we push out, we'll be pushing to the left, tail to the right.
Clear to land runway 34 right, we're at 22.
And taxiing along Alpha. Now looking at the runway, it's 3,962 metres long. V speed is our takeoff speed, so V1 takeoff is at the same time. We've got a precautionary speed of about 100 knots, and if we don't catch anything then we can abort takeoff right up to the point where we lift off. Weather obviously, we have Cav OK, 22 degrees. Yeah, it's all visual out there, left hand circuit. Once we do take off, we flying the Wollongong departure. Let's get this one up. Southwest.
583. Did you have information kilo as well?
There it is, Wollongong departure. So it's gradient 3.3 degrees, which is easy. We can do that on one engine. Twice, 3 times the weight that we're at the moment. Okay, caution, parallel runway operations do not turn right, so it's a left-hand circuit all the time. Track is 335, 800 feet, straight ahead, and then turn left at 800. Tracking 290, so 10 DME, and then it's 260 to above 7,000 feet. Will be 7,000 feet well before 10 DME, so it's pretty much from 10 DME straight to Glenfield, I think that's what it's called, and then on to Wollongong. And I've done that, taxi and takeoff briefing. Just wait for the beacon.
November taxi via
Beacon's on, logo's on.
Charlie, turn left on Bravo 10.
And I'm ready for the push and start. Let's get some ground gear running. And we'll be pushing... What was that? I didn't even see it.
Rex 22, welcome to Sydney. Taxi...
No, it's left tail right. Yep.
Lima and Bravo, short of runway 07.
Copy Lima and Bravo and hold short of 07.
And we're ready to get the chocks off. Are we on APU?
You're on the wrong taxi.
Double check.
Take the next left and the first right, and that should put you on taxiway Charlie.
Master status. APU is running, and we're connected on Gen.
Okay, going to taxiway Charlie. Sorry for that, that's fine.
Keep that ground, the chocks off.
Mike Lima 170, you're also on the wrong taxiway. Follow Qantas 583, that's Qantas 737 in front of you.
And ground connections.
First right, that'll put you on Charlie.
Chocks off.
Charlie, Mike Lima 172.
Velocity 868 ready, 34 right.
Velocity 868, wind 010, 11 knots, runway 34 right, clear to takeoff.
Clear to takeoff, velocity 868.
Tower Etihad 960.
Sierra Golf November, other aircraft seems to be disconnected. Continue taxiway Sierra Tango, holding point Tango 6, runway 34 right.
Sierra Tango, holding point Tango 6, 34 right.
Sydney Etihad 960 is at the freight apron, ready for push.
Etihad 960, pushback approved.
Pushback approved, 960. Okay, pushback approved. Let's go.
City Tower, compass 7325, we're established 34 left, visual.
Clear for the start.
Compass 732.
Okay, then just one cursory look over there. Let's get on fuel. The rest of that's good for the start. Let's go engine right first.
68, contact departures today.
And auto start.
G'day, Velocity 8.
That stabilizer warning always comes up for me. That will have probably prompted the checklist. Yes, it has.
583, there will be number 2 to the 737. That's on. Can go.
Checklist is cleared.
Confirm number 2, we're going to 5.
583.
NGT rising. And EGT stable. And let's go starter, engine number 1. Starter automatic. And I'll set V2 speed for the button. Forgot to do that earlier.
Just a 523 shorter now and current available when ready advise. Anyway. Just a 523 please Melbourne, I will on route maintain 5,000 on all right and mode. Maintain 5,000, runway 34 right, lower for departure, moving transition, 445.
Looks like the engine number 1 is good. Just need to get my viewpoint out of here. That was a caution for the pressurization of these. Hydraulics coming up. And demand electric left and right. Packs. They'll do their automatic thing. Parking brake set. Okay, the rest of that checklist. Before taxi, anti-ice not required. Recall.
Thank you for the winds, clear to land.
Recall's good, just the TCAS is off. We'll leave that off for the moment. Recall checked. Auto brake, set RTO. Flight controls.
Affirm International 59 if available.
Compass 7325, thanks, roll.
Let's check flight controls. Rudder.
Roll through to Golf and vacate. 732
Bypass pin is removed. And that's all good. Back to the checklist. Flight controls checked, and we're waiting on ground. Let's go flight directors up. L11 VNAV for the departure. Set flap 5. Go Bert, clear to disconnect, have a good one. Flaps are coming. Packs have cleared.
3-4 right, please take off.
Still waiting on ground equipment.
Just off 523, press and push on that.
That's 523, push and start approved.
Just off 3, push on that.
Call taxi, and we had Kilo. Sydney, Etihad 960 with Kilo is ready for taxi.
Etihad 960, taxi on this one after 61834 left.
Oh, 61034 left, Etihad 960. Ground equipment is removed. Next checks. Here's before takeoff. Okay, we're being cleared to taxi. Taxi lights on. Let's move. I've got terrain on ND. I'm just following Alpha around.
And come to 7325, when you get a moment, just your parking spot again, please.
7325, gate 59 is Ashton.
7325, next. Break, Etihad 960, hold short of Golf.
Hold short of Golf, Etihad 960.
0 Golf November, contact departures, good.
Okay.
Direct demand, that should be fine. Let's shut down the APU, that'll cool down.
Etihad 960, you can continue taxi giving way to the Compass 747, taxiing left to right on Golf.
Go back, give way to the 747, Etihad 960.
And Compass 7325, welcome to Sydney, taxi to the gate, have a good day here.
7325, thank you, same to you. Cheers. Clear of Alpha.
732.
Compass 52, full Melbourne, the Fairways.
Compass 52, lady, Sydney Tower.
Okay, that needs to be changed.
New Zealand 27, current well. Yeah, good doing that.
So we're going to get better cargo.
My Wollongong time route to maintain 5,000, runway 34 right. Road 3 departure, Wollongong transition. 4446.
Out to 707.
Melbourne via Wollongong main route.
Okay, we've been cleared across Golf. 747 is clear.
4462 and actually 1244.
Strobes on for the runway cross.
On a 583, are you ready?
Probably correct.
Crossing 07.
Thanks, runway 34 right, cleared for takeoff.
Please take off, 34 right, for the flight.
And Compass 52, clearance available.
Compass 52, guys.
Compass 52, just advise, can you accept runway 34 right, or would you prefer 34 left?
Compass 52, thanks for that. I was going to ask for 34 left, please.
Compass 52, no worries, cleared to Melbourne, via Wollongong planned route, maintain 5,000, runway 34 left, a Wollongong 9 departure, squawk 4514, departures frequency 12414.
Can't wait till we get the Fly Tampa scenery. I hope to see some spotters over there. Oh no, that's the road. So the road will go under the taxiway here. And then there will be that beach, which is quite famous, because There's a great space for spotting right about on the other side of the fence right now.
583, contact departures. Good night.
Contact departures and good night.
172, holding Tango 624 right. Alright, Clingo 172, runway 34 right, line up and wait. Line up and wait, line up and wait. That's approximately 350, Jetstar 523, taxi holding point Tango 6, runway 34 right, cross runway 07. Cross runway 07, taxi 2, Tango 6, taxi 4 right, that's up to
That body of water over there is obviously Botany Bay, for those of you that don't know, which is not the same as Sydney Harbour, different body of water. So Botany Bay, and we've got Brighton Sands, as they call it, just over there out the first officer's window. Dole's Point up at the edge there where the point is, inside the bay. And just beyond Dole's Point is the mouth of the Georges River. I used to live around that area some years ago.
Mike Lingle 172, runway 34 right, please take off.
I think we'll...
Please take off, Mike Lingle 172.
what was our squawk code again? 4477, we haven't said that. And have to roll it up. Yeah, that's right. There we go. Sound with the bell. I'm ready for takeoff checklist. Flap 5 has been set. Let's go over to the other next one. That should be fine. Call ready. Sydney Tower, Etihad 960 is ready. Runway 34 left.
Etihad 960, wind 010 with 1 knots, runway 34 left. Clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 34 left, Etihad 960. Clear for takeoff. Checks are all complete.
Mike Lima 172, contact departures, go ahead.
1244 is the departures. Set that up in advance. Good stuff.
And cover 52 for Melbourne.
34 left, set. Check, I mean.
Compass 52, push and start approved.
Clock is on.
Approved, thanks, Compass 52.
On runway 34 left.
34 left, annunciated. 34 left, we have been clear of takeoff. Thrust stable. Trigger. Now trigger. Rotating. Continue that up, gear up. Yep, 23 degrees, that's right. It's 25. Climb 1.
8960, contact departures, go ahead.
Over departures, Etihad 960, yep. Departures frequency set. Sydney departures, Etihad 960 out of 4,000 for 5,000. Flaps 1.
Etihad 960 confirmed squawking 4477.
Cover that, had 1 digit out, 4477 for you.
Zero Golf November, contact center 125
Flaps up. Yeah, we're through 5.
Zero Golf November, contact center 125 Etihad 960, you're identified. Climb flight level 280. Technical track direction on the pointer.
Climb flight level 2, was it 50? 250 set. Let's go into autopilot.
Flight level 280.
280. Flight level 280, and understand that was direct to Wollongong, wasn't it?
Hey sir.
Copy, Etihad 960. So Wollongong NDB, right there. Track direct, execute. Up takeoff checklist, landing gear is up. Flaps are up. Checklist complete. Just going to check pressurization. Go, pressurization 1500, rate plus 500, and up pressure 49, looks good. Gears up, lock closed, flight controls normal. We're out of transition, which I forgot to set. So I'll go right now. Standard set. Standard set. And we're out of 140 on my mark. Coming up quick. 140 mark. Heading bug's good. Look at that climb rate, 4,300 per minute. 4,200 now.
583, November 125, Emerald 2, gonna 583, center line.
As I was mentioning before, these things have the seatbelt signs usually still attached. I do believe that's an ICAO requirement that all aircraft in transport category need to have those supernumerary signs, as they call them, even if it is a freighter. Now, of course, this being a 777 freighter, sometimes does 14-hour flights, and you normally have a second crew sitting back there, but they can, of course, open that door and literally go out the back of the aircraft, and there's probably a kitchen there and toilet and all that kind of stuff, rest room, place with a bed. So my usual seatbelt sign off at the normal time is still in effect. That's the way that's the way I interpret it. Okay, I'm just going to import winds. So hit the request and it'll ACARS grab all the winds. But you can see that changed some of the fuel prediction. 5.1 we're arriving at. We needed what, 4 point something? 4.5. 5.1. That'll be good. Now I actually prepared a file to make that happen of active sky. It's another thing that happened in the background. I might get around to showing that bit off, but that's kind of behind the scenes operations that Fraps won't actually capture. It's on Notepad. Contacting Center 125.2 and he had 960. Do I need them up? Maybe. I'll just play it safe and turn the volume up a touch. Melbourne Centre, Etihad 960, climbing flight level 280 out of 250. That was rather quiet. Melbourne Centre, Etihad 960, second.
Melbourne Centre, Mike Lima 172.
Mike Lima 172, Melbourne Centre, g'day. Climb to climb level 240.
Okay.
That was flight level 240, Mike Lima 172.
1,000 to go.
Mike Lima 172, 240, expect further in 5 minutes.
Affirmative, flight level 240, Mike Lima 172.
Melbourne Centre, Etihad 960, maintaining flight level 280.
Etihad 960, heavy, Melbourne Centre, good day, climb to flight level 300, expect further in 5 minutes.
Climb flight level 300, expect further, Etihad 960.
River 462, we're approaching complex center.
There's Wollongong.
Etihad 462, when ready, business flight level 180.
We're ready, flight level 180, River 462. Yeah, we'll probably say we're leading 310.
There's the traffic. Look at that. They must have come off 34 right and come around down the road.
Approach line, so you can expect an independent pilot approach.
They should slot in underneath them quite nicely.
304, thanks. River 462.
Melbourne Centre, Aussie 121, he's out the gate.
Aussie 121, thanks. G'day. Four 03 confirms walking 3163.
Altitude acquired. And maintaining 300.
Melbourne Centre, Qantas 1013, again with you, climbing to
Let's go faster, that might help.
For flight level 240.
Switching over to Mac, and let's bring that speed up to 8.2, I reckon.
1013, Melbourne Centre, g'day, climb to flight level 350.
Qantas 1013, please say again.
1013, Melbourne Centre, g'day, climb to flight level 350.
Climb flight level 350, Qantas 1013.
The voice that you just heard there is probably controlling that aircraft that you see just ahead of us.
Contact Melbourne approach 132.0, g'day.
132.0, station services, Ringo 46.
Thanks for your help, Nigel.
That's the narrow area down Shoalhaven. Flew past there once, as in real life, and at about 2,000 feet. Ulladulla, just down there. Further down the coast you get Bateman's Bay, Merimbula, Morua first, and then Merimbula. Also Berry a little bit closer up north, probably under the cup holder there, roughly. We aren't gaining on them, but we need 10 miles, so 0.83. I think we manage 0.84 before we start getting a bit weird. Yeah, let's do 0.84, and hopefully we'll get up to flight level 400 sooner rather than later.
It's 521 contact Melbourne approach now 132.0, okay?
132.0, yes, I'm passing on.
Event 462 to 9,000, stand by for the DQ.
29,000, 462.
Event 462 Sydney QNH 1011.
And QNH 1011, anyone, yes, we noticed approaches to come online beautiful.
462, Roger, stand by for the handle.
While we're waiting here, having a look at the weather at Melbourne, we have wind 280 degrees, 21 knots, gusts of 31 knots, KVK 20 degrees Celsius, and moderate to severe turbulence below 5,000.
403, can you accept the starter?
We'll be burning more fuel down here going so fast. Yep. So that's starting to eat into the reserves a little bit, but we're still above. 4.5 is what we want. But we're off the fuel plan because we're sitting at 30,000 instead of 40. 10,000 feet lower than we planned for.
Etihad 960, climb to flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, Etihad 960. 360 set, and that's flight level change.
Climb to flight level 340.
340, nice and one.
Level change. Maintaining Mach decimal 84. This creeps up a little bit as we apply the power there. At 30,000 feet, still doing 4,000 feet a minute, nearly. I was trying to slow down, that's why. Now it's about to capture the speed, so down to about 3,000 feet a minute.
What's the 858 start current available?
You get up there.
What's the 8? Yeah, go ahead.
I thought it was 737.
Leading to Melbourne via the Lizzie 7.
I don't know if only 737 I can do Mach decimal 84.
Maintain flight level 330.
Lizzie 7 Alpha for runway 27, velocity 868.
Yeah, it's a 767. It looks like a 73. Got winglets. Maybe they just have a different weather system thing. How's that affecting our fuel? Not much. Not much. It still wants to be at level 400.
What's the 825 for full current mark? Speed.
So 360. Stick that in and see how that calculates. Yeah, I thought it would.
25 right there, Mark.
825, sorry, take it.
0.79 velocity 825.
What's the 825 for sequencing, reduced speed and cruise not above Mach decimal 70 if possible.
Decimal 70 velocity 825.
What's the 825 for start current available?
Go ahead, velocity 825.
Velocity 825 feet into Sydney via the Ribbit 9 arrival. Vectors for the ILS runway 34 left, maintain flight level 370.
Ribbit 9 for 34 left, velocity 825.
Sierra Golf November, report current mark cruise speed. Sierra Golf November, Melbourne Center.
Sierra Golf November, go ahead.
Sierra Golf November, report the current mark cruise speed.
Current mark cruise speed is 8 Sierra Golf November.
Sierra Golf November, sorry, didn't quite catch that again number.
82 Sierra Golf November.
Sierra Golf November, thanks. Are you able to bump that up to decimal 82?
Decimal 82 is already loaded. Sierra Golf November.
Sierra Golf November, what's your maximum mark cruise speed?
Sierra Golf November, it's really, I guess, about 0.82, that's about all there is. Sierra Golf November.
Sierra Golf November, thanks.
Melbourne Center, just by 523, you at flight level 210.
Just about 523, Melbourne Center, g'day, climb to flight level 380.
On flight level 380, just by 523.
Sierra Golf November, start clearance available.
Sierra Golf November, start clearance, go ahead.
Sierra Golf November, lead into Melbourne via the Lizzie 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27, maintain.
I think I might go back to BNAV. Just drop it in. Yeah.
Maintain flight level 240 and clean into Melbourne via RAZZI 7 Alpha departure.
Because we're obviously not going to catch up to Speedy Gonzales in front of us there, so stay here. Conserve some fuel, get back in the cost index. There are the Australian Alps coming up. New South Wales side of them, so that'll be Lake Jindabyne right over there. That area there.
Melbourne Centre, good evening. Compass 7284, approaching 240.
Compass 7284 Heavy, Melbourne Centre, very good evening to you. Contact flight level 390.
Flight level 390, 7284.
Sierra Golf November, just roger that. We look like we have a RAZZI 7 Alpha departure. I just wanted to know if it's runway 27 or runway 16.
Sierra Golf November, runway 27.
Thank you very much. Runway 27, Sierra Golf November.
It's 583 for sequencing, reduced speed above Mach decimal 78.
Melbourne Centre, reducing to 0.78 on the spot.
Etihad 960 for sequencing, reduced speed in cruise mode above Mach decimal 75, please.
Sorry, I was eating. Was that for us?
Etihad 960, Melbourne.
Yep. Etihad 960.
Etihad 960 for sequencing, reduced speed in cruise mode above Mach decimal 75.
Down to Mach decimal 75, Etihad 960. Decimal 75 set.
Mike, Lima 172, Melbourne.
So all that speeding along at 0.84 didn't actually help at all.
Mike Lima 172 for sequencing, reduced speed in the cruise not above Mach decimal 72.
Not above decimal 72, Mike Lima 172.
I checked into Vino, 0.75. Selected speed. Top of the descent's less than 100. 0.75 set back again. Go. Once out of the descent, looking out.
68 when ready, descent to flight level 210.
When ready, flight level 210, velocity 868.
Might get some descent winds,
Yeah,
eh?
if you could manifest speed into the descent, that would be great. Thanks.
Velocity 868, roger.
Yes, give us a little minute to look that up. Might as well grab the ATIS as well, 132.7.
Heavy, Heavy, 27 Heavy, Melbourne, gonna get a climb to flight level 380.
380, New Zealand 7.
Go zero.
Melbourne 7 contact with Melbourne Tower,
Melbourne 7 information, Papa. Expect instrument approach runway 34 and ILS approach runway 27 for arrival and departures. Wind 280 degrees at 219. 319. Cato Canadian. Temperature 20.
Thank you, numbers 52.
And Melbourne Centre, compass 7284 is chief.
So it's 3-4 as well as 2-7.
9-0. We'll be off the keyboard just for a few minutes, please.
I was just
With winds gusting at 31 knots at 280. Ugh, don't really like that. Don't like the taxi all the way down to the
Go ahead.
from there either.
I'm sorry, just wondering if that last station throw was that compass 7284.
Pretty light.
Hey,
31 knot
72,
headwind or 21 knot headwind. Yeah, there is a requirement to increase our landing speed by 10 knots.
If you could give me your best rate of climb,
But it's still 20 knots,
up to 380.
so we're still going to be 10 knots slower than ground speed.
Etihad 960, start clearance available.
Yeah, 960, ready copy. Let's see what they give us.
Etihad 960, descend to Melbourne by the LYZZI 7 Alpha arrival for runway 27, maintain flight level 30.
Good. Good, Melbourne via LYZZI 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27, maintain flight level 360, Etihad 960.
What's the 825, have I given you the jet clearance
Let's
yet?
chuck that all in.
Negative, boss, yes.
I need approach arrival.
825, descend to flight level 210.
That's Sydney arrivals, let's go to Melbourne ones.
Down to 210.
Wireless runway 27, LYZZI 7 Alpha.
Flight Lima 172, start clearance available.
That looks fine to me.
Mike Lima 172.
Okay, let's brief the approach.
Flight Lima 172, for something different, you'll be into Melbourne via the LYZZI 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27, maintain flight level
LYZZI 7, out of LYZZI, we're heading to MATE, M-A-I-T-E,
7 Alpha arrival, one way 27.
and that's showing.
Flight level 340.
Then to
Mike
Epping,
Lima 172.
EPP, that's showing, and then we'll be on the ILS runway 27.
523, full sequencing in the cruise, maintain.
So that's runway 27, we'll be using RADNAV. ILS will be 109.3, inbound course 263, and that has been pre-selected automatically. What else do we need there? Intercept is 3,000, minimum is 2,500 at Epping.
5 is request clearance.
After that we're inbound, crossing the outer marker at 1,670. Minimum at outer marker 1,250, 1,250. ILS category 1, we're at class D. RVR minimum is 550, it's cab okay, so it'll be well above that.
The LYZZI 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27. When ready to descend to flight level...
Minimums will be 610, I do believe.
With Melbourne, LYZZI 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27, and we're ready to descend flight level 30, 5 is 3 thanks.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to the way that that burrow works.
So with general velocity 868, left, flight level 330.
610.
Sierra Golf November, when ready to descend to flight level 220.
When ready, you can the flight level
610 set for the burrow.
November.
Okay, looking at the threshold elevation is 407 feet, that'll be set automatically. And looking at the mist, mist is runway track 263, kilometre 4,000, whereas directed by ATC.
First one, Melbourne, very good evening to you.
Runway itself. Runway itself, runway 27 is 2,286 feet, say again, 2,286 metres long. I would like to come off on November if possible, which is the second last. We might end up on Mike. To facilitate that, I'm going to go brake 2. Once we do come off the runway, it'll be a left turn, November or Mike. And backtracking on Echo, holding short of runway 34, crossing 34. Then we'll be the first to the right hand side, which is Alpha. Down Alpha all the way to Juliet.
Velocity 868.
And we come off on Juliet, cross Sierra into the cargo bay. That's all sorted. So I'm going to have a look at a chart or two here. Let's see if I can get a grid wind. That's not what I was after.
Division 27, contact Melbourne Centre now 125.0.
Over the other timber on 125 you doing okay?
Up 52, contact Melbourne Centre 125.0. 25, contact Melbourne Centre 125.0.
250.
125.0, both of you 25.
Up 52, contact Melbourne Centre 125.0.
125.0, cover 52, good day.
That'll be us soon too, alright.
Melbourne Centre, compass 7284, back on deck, thank you.
7284, man.
Grid point wins, that's what I was after. Cool. Time currently. Yes, I know you can see that. 45. Who's that one? And Etihad 960, just checking we're with 71250.
Etihad 960, say again.
Just checking that we're with the other centre, or we're staying with you?
Stay with me, thank you.
Go.
Wonderful 013, good set.
Okay, there we are. Grid point wins. First one is 390, so we don't need that.
380 for flight 4230.
340 is what we're after. Let's go into VNAV descent.
Stand by. 10113. Your privilege full area on descent.
Transition level 110 is correct. 3340.
Over. QNH is 999, and the frequency change to 3G on 122.8.
30085.
Switching to Unicom on 122.8, QNH for Hobart 999. Thanks for service and have a nice
Next one down is 300. Which is 300.
Sierra Golf
87.
November descend to 10,000, Melbourne QNH 1001.
That's not us.
Melbourne QNH 1011 and
240 is next one.
10,000, Golf November.
And that will be
Station Melbourne. Melbourne
300 at 78.
QNH now 1001.
1001, Sierra Golf November.
Melbourne Center, g'day, just 519, we're holding short, we'll make 3 for left, ready to go.
519 contact in the approach on 124.44.
He just told me to contact you, so I don't know what's going on.
Final one.
Roger, stand by. Just 583 for sequencing, left turn 180, spectral delay.
180.
Left turn 180, got a 5 3.
30074. Center Etihad 960 requesting descent.
Etihad 960 when ready, descent flight level 240.
We're ready now to flight level 240. Etihad 960, sorry. 240. Set.
Station on the ground, Sydney taking course on.
Just off, I'm going to
Okay, what's that descent forecast looking like?
Just 519, the look center is
5
online.
miles.
Just try contacting them or 125.0. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Still looking at a 4.9 at arrival. And required a 4.5.
Melbourne Center, g'day again, compass 71 heavy with you on climb through flight level 190.
Compass 71 heavy, Melbourne Center, welcome back, climb to flight level 390.
Flight level 390. Actually, just requesting
Accelerating into the descent. Yeah, I think we should probably stop that from happening.
Roger, climb maintain flight level 370, compass 71 heavy.
0.75. Carrying speed descent 0.75. Let's do a swap here. That's okay actually. Just a little bit above it. Let's do 260. That'll put us above profile, so let's open some brake.
Etihad 9604 sequencing, vectors left turn now heading 180, spectral delay.
Melbourne Center, g'day again, compass 52, requesting flight level 320, please.
Brakes off.
Compass 52 heavy, Melbourne Center, g'day, taken requested altitude.
Compass 52, request flight level 320.
Compass 52, find automated flight level 320.
We're at 340, we'd like to go down to 320, please.
Compass 52, descend to flight level 320.
Thank you, descend flight level 320, compass 52. And we're leaving flight level 340.
Compass 52, break, Etihad 960, Melbourne Center.
Yeah, 960, second heading, sorry.
Etihad 960, full sequencing, left turn heading 180, spectral delay.
Left turn 180, Etihad 960. 102 set.
583, right turn now, tracking Buller, right plan route for the Lizzie 7 Alpha.
Remember send this again?
583, resume navigation, tracking Buller, and then the Lizzie 7 Alpha arrival.
Resume navigation, track direct Buller, and resume navigation. Thanks.
It's 523, start current development.
Just 523, go ahead and start those.
It's 523, cleared into Melbourne by the Lizzie 7 Alpha arrival, runway 27, maintain flight level 380.
Lizzie 7 Alpha, runway 27, and maintain flight level 380, just 523. Center, Mike Level 172, approaching top of descent.
Mike Level 172, when ready, descend to flight level 250.
Descend to flight level 250 when ready. Mike Level 172. Emirates 1 to Center, I'll be back on deck in approximately 3 minutes.
Mike Level 172, before you leave,
Go to flight level change.
Vectors are required, left turn
250.
180, short delay.
Left turn heading 180, Mike Level 172.
What's the 868 contact Melbourne approach, 132.0, okay.
132.0, close the 868, good day, good evening.
Okay, descent
Zero
checks.
Golf 9, Zero Golf November, descent 9,000.
Okay, recall set. And no items. Notes checked and done. Water bag 2 set. Landing
Zero
data.
Golf November, Melbourne Center.
Haven't been
Yeah,
set.
go ahead.
We're using flaps 30,
Zero Golf
136.
November, descent to 9,000.
Is a VRF 141 plus 10. Should be 151 on the approach. Landing data set.
7284 contact
And
Melbourne
boom set.
Center 125.0.
Approach briefing has been complete.
Thank you for your service. Compass 70.
And waiting on the approach checklist.
So return 583 is at Butterfly 230.
Yeah, let's go to check.
30.
ATIS again.
583 descent to 10,000.
379. Okay. Temperature 20, good night, 1001.
Then 1 to Delta, 1.583.
Melbourne.
Etihad 960, resume navigation and track Buller. Then the Lizzie 7 Alpha arrival, continue your descent to flight level 110.
Track to Buller and resume own navigation. Lizzie 6 Alpha, 7 Alpha arrival down to, was it 9,000, sorry? 130, wasn't it? Should have been.
960 down to 110.
Oh, 110, and he had a 960.
Mike Lima 172.
110, sir.
340 for 250.
And we're cleared direct to Buller. Named after Mount Buller. BULLER.
Oh, we've been on New Zealand 27.
Waypoint is BULLA. Let's get that radio back.
Heavy Melbourne Center, g'day, climb to flight level 380. Or, sorry, maintain flight level 380.
Well, don't do that. That turn off
yeah, I currently
VHF2.
maintaining 380.
Okay, reviewing the approach speed, I believe was 151.
Emirates 1, back on deck.
And we'll just do one last check of winds as we cross over to the approach. Information is Romeo at the moment.
52, so clearance available.
Alpha 52, go
Let's go
ahead.
LNAV. And that track is direct to Buller.
52 cleared into Melbourne, 5 Lizzie 7 Alpha, arrival runway 27, maintain
Let's
flight
retract direct again second time.
Thank you, that's cleared.
Bit of an angle there.
Lizzie Lizzie 7 Alpha, arrival runway 27, maintain flight level 320, compass 52.
On at 583, reduce speed to 250 knots indicated, please.
Okay, I'm going to grab
Reducing
flight level
to
path
50,
and make it 1,000 feet. And then we'll renav once we get back on some kind of
Yes,
profile.
Golf November, contact Melbourne approach now, 132810.
And it's 3,000 below.
132.0 Golf November.
Should be 1,000 feet a minute or more. On 320 is the approach.
High plane 170, you with me?
Sorry, that all broke up. Mark 172.
1260 speed.
High plane 172, resume own navigation, tracking up, pull up, then the Lizzie 7 Alpha arrival.
Direct to Buller and resume star. Mark 172.
Does that affect our fuel? 4.7. It's getting closer, isn't it? Okay, our final reserve is 2.9. Can't land below that. Take 1.6 to get to Avalon after we go around. It would have been perfect fuel planning if we had landed with 4.9 on the tanks, but we're about 200 kilograms below that on the prediction. And that's probably due to the dog leg and the flying at flight level 360 instead of 400, a large stint at 300, and all of that kind of thing.
On 583, descent to 9,000.
Descending 9,000, gonna 583.
Etihad 960, descent to 10,000, Melbourne QNH 1001.
And 10,000, QNH 1001, Etihad 960. 10,000 set.
Etihad 960, resume profile speed.
Zoom profile speed, Etihad 960. 280 knots. Let's do it. And we'll cancel what was ever in there. Okay, that's Buller. Named after Mount Buller, but not necessarily directly overhead. I reckon that's Mount Buller behind us.
Holland Centre, good evening. Envoy 627, maintain bottom 270.
Envoy 627, Melbourne Centre, g'day, climb to flight level 270.
There's Eldon Weir, the lake behind the dam. There's a place called Bonnie Doon, just down here somewhere, in a flat bit of the lake. You need to find the weir itself, and it's off to the west side. I think it's this area there. And that's famous for a movie.
Just 523, when ready, descent to flight level 210.
When ready, descend to flight level 210, just above me.
Mike Lima 172, descend to flight level 110.
Now it's on Mike Lima 172.
583, contact Melbourne approach 132.0.
That's go in front of us, Speedy Gonzalez, as I've nicknamed him.
Mike Lima
172, maintaining.
Mike Lima 172, descend to flight level 110.
Flight level 110, Mike Lima 172.
Quadrant 583, contact Melbourne approach on 132.0 there.
An approach 132.0 on the spot is free. Good night.
Coming up closely on profile, 900 feet below.
You'll take an Emirates 9455.
Emirates 9455, Eddie Melbourne Centre, g'day. Mike Lima 172, full sequencing, reduce speed to 250
You can
knots.
see there the Echo Lima Whiskey, that's Eldon Weir itself.
Reduce speed
NDB,
250 or less,
and
Mike
I
Lima
think it's a
172.
VOR actually. One of those, some kind of nav aid.
Etihad 960, descend to 9,000.
Down 9,000, Etihad 960. 9,000 set.
Number 172, descent to 10,000, Melbourne QNH 1001.
250 feet below profile.
Staff loss 23, losing flight level 3 0.
Let's go to VNAV. VNAV selected.
It's 523, thanks. Mike Lima 172, descent to 10,000, Melbourne QNH
On profile.
1001.
Descend to
Seatbelt signs
10,000,
on.
QNH 1011, Mike Lima 172.
And 1001 is the barrow.
4890, Melbourne Centre, g'day. Time to make flight level 390.
1001 set. And on the standby.
Just 523, report current mark cruise speed.
Clear down to 9,000, which is below transition. Leave it in standard, I think, until we're at 11. Let's get some lights on. Getting to the point that we should be switching over to approach soon. Just want to sneak another listen to the ATIS before we switch over. We'll do it in the switch, I reckon. Yeah, we can do it now.
Passes. Wind 290 at 25 knots. Gusting to 37 knots.
Right.
Have okay. Temperature 20, QNH 1001. On first contact with Melbourne Tower, notify seat of Romeo.
Still Romeo?
Melbourne Tower.
Okay, that's fine. One, 252, I've lost him of voice. Just make sure I've got everything set up like it should be. Yep. 320 is the next frequency. I might switch over to that. Let's smell together. Yep, let's move.
Romeo. 0. See ya.
Confirm, 122 or 125 0, just ready to make.
Transition, set, altimeter 1001.
Just sorry, I thought center disconnected there. Change to 125.2.
125.2, back.
Takeoff 52, request to send.
Takeoff 52, stand by, just a computer crash, just logged on, back on, and stand by for the chaos.
Okay, can I have a little bit of percent to add to the chaos, please?
I think we'll make a plan to switch over to approach at 9,000. So it's got about a minute and a half.
Compass 52 on half my top of the descent. Any chances of a bit of descent, please?
Let's see if there's a reply to that. I'm not hearing a reply to that. Let's jump back over to the approach.
Qantas 583, turn right, heading 240, intercept the localizer runway 27.
Right heading 240 and intercept the localizer for the private.
Hammer approach, Etihad 960, maintaining 90,000, we have Romeo.
Etihad 960, Melbourne approach, turn 5000, runway 27.
Down at 5,000, runway 27, Etihad 960. 5,000 set, you'll just notice I cycle between flight level change and VNAV. That's a habit that I have from NGX. I'm not sure it's needed on this one.
Qantas 583,
whatever.
descend to 3000,
Make
clear
sure
the
it's
ILS
descending.
approach, runway 27.
Go and pop him down in volume.
Clear ILS approach, runway 27, descend 3000 for the private.
How's that profile going? It's increasing, I do think. Stick out some brake.
Takeoff November. Thanks, contact Melbourne Tower 120.5. Yes.
And it's back on profile.
Melbourne approach, Mike number 172 at
Now with this landing checklist, you don't actually click through them. You just do the things and they come green. So for instance, if I arm the speed brake,
runway 27.
it's green. Just untick it if you undo it.
and 9000, Mike number 172.
Etihad 960, reduced to 210 knots, descend 4000.
Reducing speed 210 knots and down to 4,000, Etihad 960. 210 knots and down to 4,000. We'll need some brake
Qantas
for that.
583, you're number 2, 6 miles behind a 737. Contact the tower 120.5. See ya.
Number 2
And we'll need some flap for that as well.
125 for the 5 in 3.
Brakes coming up, flap 1.
YMML 172, descend 5,000.
Descend 5,000, YMML 172.
And back above schedule again a little bit. Expecting to intercept the centerline at Epping. Echo Papa Papa.
Head at 960, descend 3,000, reduced to 180 knots.
Down 3,000, 180 knots, Etihad 960. 3,000 set, 180 knots. Set.
YMML 172, reduced to 210.
And flap 5.
Reduced speed 210, YMML 172.
Lots of speed control tonight. Today. Yes, today. Glide slope showing, localizer showing.
Etihad 960, clear the ILS runway 27 approach, maintain 180 knots until passing Epping.
Good ILS runway 27, saying 180 knots till past Epping, Etihad 960. Clear the approach, I'll localizer so we don't capture the glide slope early. You have to be on it pretty quick.
YMML 172, descend 4,000.
From Epping we'll reduce speed 160.
knots.
Descend 4,000 and reduced to 180, YMML 172.
Right on RNAV, let's get our approach mode. You can see that the localizer and the glide slope are almost the same distance apart from the centre as each other. They should technically come together right at the same time. There we go. There goes Epping. Localizer required. Glide slope capture.
Takeoff. Etihad 960, contact
Get out.
Tower 120.5.
Hotel 120.5, Etihad 960. 1205 set. Gear down, 3 brake, armed. 160 on the speed. Flap 15. Melbourne Tower, Etihad 960, runway 27 final.
Etihad 960, continue approach.
Continue approach, Etihad 960. Just reduce that speed down to the flap 15 speed.
Taxi by Echo, hold
Just waiting for another knot. Flap 20. Flap 25.
173, contact departures on 132.0.
And we're after 151 knots. Flap 30. Land 3.
Yeah, Golf November, cross 34, medium brake. Good night.
Yeah, Golf November, cross runway 3.
Flap 30, landing checklist complete. My airplane.
Etihad 960, runway clear to land.
Runway 27, cleared to land. Etihad 960. My aircraft completely.
583, runway 34, clear to cross. And take to the bay.
4.34 and taxi to the bay, got a start.
Approaching 27.
Copy 27. There's a bit of gusting happening, not too much. Stable through 500.
Approaching minimums.
Copy. Oh.
Minimums.
Landing. Bit of rudder. There we are.
Likely 172, continue approach.
60 knots. Manual braking. And we're off on November. Awesome. Flaps up. Directors off. Strobes off, taxis on. And he had 960 vacated 27.
Etihad 960, continue down Echo, cross 34, and back to the bay. Good night.
Down Echo and cross 34, taxi to the bay, Echo, Etihad 960.
Mike Land 172, clear to land 27.
Clear to land, runway 27, Mike Land 172.
See if I can get an apron chart down that side. And we can. Southern Freight Apron, Golf something or other. 5? Golf 5 looked good to me. I can feel the crosswind, or at least to the wind, where they're bending the aircraft to the left slightly. All that tail. Let's pump up the APU. Next checklist. Here's a shutdown check, so that's fine, we'll leave it off. Flaps are up, where the radar is off. Might as well turn off the transponder as well.
Approaching 16.
Copy 16. Yep, APU's spooling up. Can we check the next right on Alpha?
172,
and then all the way to Juliet.
Echo, cross 34 and taxi base. No.
Fire Echo, good cross 34, 172,
So it's fuel 4.4, just got in.
Sitting down at gate Charlie 7, thanks for the nice service.
Thanks, quarter side 3, see you next time.
Guessing that's Juliet Oscar Papa sitting at an international gate. In a whatever that is. PC-12.
Melbourne Tower, just functional 32,
Just that 523, runway 27, clear tonight.
With land, runway 27, just that functional 3.
You'll notice that I've got rid of some of the blurry texture problems that I've had at Melbourne Orbits. Something about fibre frame something or other. I'll post it up in the description down below. It's been a marked improvement in at least the blurry texture department. It did take a couple of frames a second, but yeah, it's alright. It's better than not being able to see the taxiway. And that happens. That's where Tiger heads, and we'll be on the next one, I do believe. Over there somewhere. Ah, there we are. Look at that.
Good evening, Juliet Oscar Papa with you, aircraft flight PC-12 on ground, Melbourne, requesting high-fire clearance to Marimbula and have information here.
Sorry, aircraft calling.
Not a small private aircraft like that would be over past
Melbourne
that area
Juliet
where that
Oscar
truck is.
Papa requesting high-fire clearance to Marimbula.
Juliet Oscar Papa, clear to Yankee Mike Echo Romeo. Not about 5,000 feet. Runway 27, radar departure. Squawk 3016. Departure is on 132.0.
What we need to do is just pass the nose beyond the center line of where you're going.
Radar approach
Squawk 301.
make this kind of wide sweeping turn.
Departure on 132.0.
Just imagining behind us the main landing gear is actually tracking through that curve.
Contact me on radio approach.
Only got 2 turns left, so I'll show you what I mean from the outside view.
Contact back when ready.
Everything up there is fine. Oops.
Start push through.
Yep. So as we come up here, you just pass the nose beyond
Golf 99.
where you're going.
Clear to Sierra.
But if you have a look at the main landing gear, it's straddling the centre line, and that should remain the case all the way through.
And departures on 132.0.
Of course, on the 200 series you don't have the ground manoeuvring camera system, so you have to use your brain to do all of that bit. Just going to sort of stop here for a bit. Let the textures come back. There we go.
Julie Golf 99, push through.
And of course, now we make the right hand turn. Pass slightly. There we go. And then turn in. And hopefully, by the time you line up, you're pretty much back with the nose on the centre line. Now I'll just turn off my forward light there and let this guy guide us in. He still thinks we need to go right. I don't think so myself.
Jet Star 523, taxi via Echo, cross 34. And
okay, coming up to
turn
the stop.
right on Papa. Sorry, Quebec. And taxi bay. Good night.
And there we are. Parking brakes on.
Taxi via Echo, cross runway 34, continue along Echo, Quebec.
Just going to come over here, put the stats on. We've got AP running. It's on the bus.
Thanks.
Everything else looks good to me. Let's grab those engines and put them down. One hour and 32 minutes. Okay, everything else is fine. Let's get the packs off. Fuel pumps off. And let's get these hydraulic pumps off as well. Let's go over to the checklist again.
Golf 99, taxi to
Rest of those hydraulics.
all the way to Kilo.
Dump the beacon.
Quebec, runway 27.
Going to also dump the air traffic control. Parking brake is set. Okay, shutdown check is complete. And secure, so AIRDU coming off. ADIRU, I'll get that right one day. Emergency lights. Currently armed, now off. And packs are off. Checklist complete. Let's get some cargo. No, I didn't mean to do that. Deboarding. Right, so I hope you've enjoyed this little flight in the PMDG Boeing 777-200LR, the freighter. Going to disarm the doors. One of the crew guys are going to do that. That is to say the guys that were in the jump seat or the crew rest area or whatever. Let's open some cargo doors here. Not sure where that guy's going. Oh, he's going to the main one. Okay, I get it. That's cool. Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? Okay, we'll assume that you didn't hear any passengers getting out of the plane because there aren't any. What we do have is a bunch of boxes. And of course a crew exit door with a ladder, or stairs as the case is. Anyway, once again, thanks for flying, or watching me fly, more to the point, on Vatsim, a milk run Monday the 9th of September 2013 with the PMDG 777. Hope you've enjoyed the flight. Have a good one.